Morning. Medden far. Got morgen. Guten Morgen. Borada. Morning. Massey Dave. Yeah, hopefully I got that right. Bit of Irish, German, Danish, Welsh for good morning. Anyway, thank you for your comments and likes from the video last night. Quite a good few views already. Anyway, we're down here. Stuff we got shot blasted yesterday. Got that hung up. So it's going to be a day in here today, so it's peeing down with rain. There's the bit we got painted yesterday and the linkage bar for the assistor ram. As I say, we've got obviously the gear stick levers, a few other bits, gearbox, lever box, cross shaft for the brakes, quadrant box, a few other bits. Obviously got the pedal box there, which needs a bit of rub down because it got a bit wet yesterday and blasting because it was chucking it down rain, but I just thought hell bent, get on and get it done. So we've got the, obviously the window frames here, that's got to be repaired and we'll get new hinges fitted on. So something a bit later, and obviously we've got the steps there which we started making but ran out of time, and some vent boxes. So hopefully a busy day in here today. We have one of the pedals here that was shot blasted yesterday, but it was missing the pedal bit. I do have another one here, so we're going to chop this bit off. And you're probably asking, well, why don't you shot blast this and paint this one? Easy answer. Oh, the state of the hole in that, that's proper worn oval. Whereas one here is pretty well okay. So we'll chop that bit off, weld it on there. We'll just get that in the little blast cabinet, clean it up, and that can be hung up for painting. Right, so we've got these, got that bit welded on the clutch pedal. We've got all this bit of primer on there, a little bit of etch, and there's some epoxy. So they're all done, and that's rubbed down, cleaned, and primer on it. So we'll let this cure off, and then we can get some red on it, or bar those two, which will be black. Anyway, just had a comment come through from Yant, I think, Yant777, I think, asking about paints and pressures, etc. So I'm going to do a little quick one now of what paints I use, what I do, right or wrong, but everybody says what a good finish. So I'll show you what I use and what I do. There we go. Cleaned everything, shot blasted, panel wiped or whatever, hung it up. I'll give it a light coat of acid etch. Only a light coat, just a bit of a key onto the bare metal. Once that's gone off, we use this epoxy primer. It's about 3-to-1 mix or thereabouts. It's quite thick, and there's like a curing agent that goes with it, and then you have to put a fair bit of thinner with it to get the consistency look right. Also, I mix them in these cheap and cheerful paint cups. So once it looks right, I use one of these little micron strainer thing to pour it into my paint gun, which they're cheap and cheerful, about 40 quid off Amazon. Come with a load of nozzles, different sizes. This one is the 1.4, which I use for doing the top coats finish. Also keep the nozzles, once I've used them, chuck them in a tub of thinners to keep them clean, make sure all the holes are done. Top coat, I'm moving over to this HMG paint, which I used on doing the Ford. Nice paint to put on. I was using Standard Fleet, which is quite a bit more expensive, but a nice paint. So again, mix it at 2 parts paint, 1 part hardener, and then a splash of thinners to suit. Regarding pressures for painting, well, I've got a great big compressor over here. He's a screw compressor, a Cresser, 27 CFM, so that's ample to run the shot blasting pot. I've still got the reservoir from the old compressor, which was one of those twin piston things. Made a hell of a noise, but that's ideal for what water that the dryer doesn't separate out of that, catches it in that, so it eliminates a lot. So I drained it out every so often in a tub. I've got another 2 inline dryers here, one there, another one there, which then when I'm using, before I use it, I just drain them out on the bottom there, and that one. So there's 2 there. Also got the air line that goes down to where I just hang the stuff up and paint it. obviously try and keep as much covered up as possible. I've got another pressure controller air dryer here. Again, there's probably set pressures you're supposed to use. I just have it flat out, and then on the bottom of the gun, back up here, there's a pressure control, so you can increase and decrease the pressure of what actually comes into the gun itself. And you've got one here which, that one does like more of a pinpoint spray or a fan spray, and obviously that one, that just stays where it is. That's the volume of paint it allows through. So that's basically what I do. I just do it by eye. I do it by look. If it looks right, I'm happy with it. We're happy. I say we do probably 3 coats of colour. Do one, let it cure off, do another one, then the last coat we'll put on will be quite a bit more thinner with it, which will bring out the shine in the paint. So you don't need to go over putting clear coats or lacquers. Again, I'm not taught, I just make it up as I go along, and yeah, it seems to have the finish that we like. But yeah, make sure I wash everything out. So again, these are cheap and cheerful. There we go, 190 microns, so it just filters out any little bits you might have in the paint, because the last thing you want is a dollop of crud coming out. So that's basically what we do. Can't be any more simpler. Just do enough that we need to do in a day, shot blasting and painting, and then next day start again. Just back to the paint guns. As I said, off of Amazon, cheapest chip, about 40 quid. Got this little tip from a guy on the internet, Bad Chad, does a lot of American restoring stuff, bit like your Richard Rawlins, but he's on another level. He said, buy a new one for doing your top coats. When you've done one vehicle, use that one for doing your primer, and then chuck the one away. So I keep one here. It's got 1.7 in it for primer, 1.4 for the top coat. Then once I've done it, once one's done it, chuck it away, buy a new one for doing the top coat of your next job. Works for me. Back to the windows. I've just made up the drip cover. Everything's falling apart here. So yeah, got this folded up. What I do is mark and drill the holes so they will fit like that to cover the hinge up, keep the wet off the hinge. So I've made 4 of these. I only need 2 at the moment, but we've got the 1250 out there, so while I'm making 2, I'll make 4. And the same here for the back window. I've got a few of those made up. So just got to mark and drill the holes, and they're ready for cleaning the back too. Apprentices are busy here. All that bad bit chopped out from that rear window. You see bits on the floor there. So we get a new bit measured and cut and welded back in. Well done. Alright, new piece of steel cut and set in and welded up. So we'll get the hinge sorted and get that welded on. The apprentice is busy over there doing the drilling the holes for the cover strips for the windows, side windows. So we get the ones for the rear window marked up and drilled. There we have, we've got the offset hinge ready to fit on the window. So we'll get that lined up and welded on, and we mark the holes appropriately for where it's going to fit. Deliveries. We just had a clutch cover back for the 1250. That's sent it off, it's been refurbished. Look at that, nice, looks like brand new. Trouble is you can't buy these brand new. Yeah, that looks absolutely spiffing. Pleased with that. I got all these bits with some red on. Again, not too shabby a finish, I don't think. There's your quadrant box. Brake pedals, cross shafts, gear linkage box, and the pedal box. That's the rear window done. The new stainless steel fitted on that one. And we're just on with the other side window. Again, we've got our offset hinge, stainless steel. Do the same as done on the back window, the other one. Get that welded on, marked out, drilled. That's another one done. Obviously there's a hole put in there for some reason, but we'll get that welded up and filled up. Absolutely marvellous. That's the other window done. So hopefully tomorrow we can get those hung up, primed and painted once that lot's unhung. Yeah, not a bad show today. Pleased with everything. We've got the gear levers painted. We've test fitted the windows in the holes, make sure the holes are in the right place, which are one needed adjusting. So we've got everything hung up here, ready to paint them tomorrow. So we've got the cover, the drip strips, pack of strips, another drip strip. So yeah, that'll be a job for tomorrow morning. So at least they're all done and I know they fit in the holes. There we go. So yeah, a bloody good day today. Those bits got painted this morning, all dried off enough just to move, get out of the way. So yeah, it's been a good day. Little Dave, he doesn't like the cold and the wet. He's such a wimp. Dave, what are you like? You can't be that cold, surely. It's a bit pathetic, isn't it? Really? Morning folks, Saturday morning. Got down this morning, got these windows primered up. So I'll just let that cure off. Got a couple of little jobs to do for an order of some light bits for somebody. So we'll go and get that welded up and then hopefully we can get this painted red and that'll be another bit done. We've got the light boxes, we've got a few of those made on the shelf over there. So we've got somebody rang up yesterday, wants a set of these. I've only got the white lamps in stock. I can't get the orange ones, they're on back order. Who knows when they're going to turn up. So they're ready to go. And we've just got to do the arms, which got a load of stuff already cut and folded. So just weld them together to look like that. Get the orientation right, weld them up. And yeah, that can be boxed up and invoiced, ready to go. That couldn't have worked out any better. Paint's empty, paint tin's empty. And it was just enough to do all of them. Brilliant. Tomorrow they'll be dry, we can hang them up, put them out of the way. I'll get the seals ordered up and get all the seals fitted on the back of the frames. And then, yeah, they can go in. As I say, hopefully we'll have all the plating back, window latches, etc. Yeah, pleased with that. Hope the customer is too when he sees these pictures. Well folks, that's another wrap. I don't know where this week's gone, but we've been busy, got a fair bit done. And yeah, I've had a few nice comments. It sounds so a lot of you like my efforts at speaking Irish and a couple of other languages, so I will have another go at something another day. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Click the old like and subscribe, and until the next time, catch you later. Have a good weekend.